Last night, I was all set to go to bed at 9:30, but the moment I hit the bed, the nervousness kicked in like a sudden gust of wind. I tossed and turned, unable to sleep. All I could think about was the upcoming Chinese composition exam, and my brain was buzzing with words like fortune and misfortune come unexpectedly, and once bitten by a snake, 10 years afraid of ropes. I kept imagining how I could use these phrases in my essay, and then I thought, what if the topic is about getting trapped in an elevator and being rescued? How on earth would I describe the panic and then the relief? So, what did I do? I jumped out of bed, grabbed my composition book, and started reading again. I knew this would probably just make me more anxious, but hey, cramming at the last minute felt better than doing nothing, right, Mom? Of course. Just looked at me with that do whatever you need to do face. She wasn't fazed at all. I don't even know when I fell asleep, but when I got up this morning, I still felt a little groggy. Mom told me I conked out around 10:30, so technically I had my full 8 hours. I was wide awake in no time, but the nightmare I had, oh man. I dreamt that I got my PSLE results and the scores were horrifying. English 5 points, Science 3 points, Chinese 2 points, and Math 1 point. I was feeling pretty down about it during breakfast and told Mom. I thought she'd comfort me or something, but nope, she just said,
"Hey, that's not too bad. You only dropped 1 grade from your prelims. Absolutely acceptable."
"Really, Mom?" She said it so casually, like it was no big deal. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Then came the actual Chinese exam. First up was the composition section. I chose the picture-based composition. I took my time analyzing the pictures and planning my story, but when I started writing, trouble hit me hard. I was writing so slowly, and there were so many words I didn't know how to write. My brain had all the ideas, the perfect images, but when it came to putting them on paper, I completely froze. There were a few key sentences that I just couldn't figure out how to write. I didn't have time to look things up in the dictionary, so I had to make do with simpler words. The ending of my essay felt rushed, and I ended up with my usual problem, starting strong but ending weak. It really hit me then. You don't know what you've got till it's gone. Or in this case, you don't realize how much you should have studied until it's too late. Luckily, I managed to breeze through the questions in paper 2 without any major hiccups. When the final bell rang, I didn't feel relieved at all. As I walked out of the exam hall, regret washed over me like a tidal wave. If only I had practiced writing faster or studied more in the weeks leading up to the exam. I couldn't stop wishing I had another shot at the test. All those fancy phrases I'd memorized last night didn't even make it into my composition. Mom always says,
"A knife that isn't sharpened will rust. A person who doesn't study will fall behind."
Now, I finally get what she means. Cramming last minute really doesn't work. Ugh, I hate that she's always right.